Alright guys, how is it going? It is yours truly. Let me move this microphone closer to me so you're probably going to hear some weird ass noise because I'm moving all this stuff around. Alright, I guess that's as good as it's going to get. God damn, hold up. All right, so I just wanted to talk about something really quickly, something that might be important to many people, but it's in regards to lower receivers for the AR-15 platform. Not all lowers are built the same. However, some of like the mil spec ones, they're generally pretty similar in terms of like the material that they're made of. Every now and then you might buy or come across a lower that's like Cerakoted, or the type of Cerakote that's on it is going to do a better job of protecting it from the elements than the usual coating that's commonly found on these types of lowers. But the differences between some lowers is incredibly it's profound. So some things that you might notice is that built into the lower you'll have the trigger guard already built into that. That's pretty interesting. I actually kind of like these. Just because putting in, the trigger guards is kind of a pain in the ass. Another difference you might find between the lowers are the magwells. Some of them flare out more than others. Some of them are more pronounced. Some might be a little thicker around the bottom of the magwell, and I really haven't found that much of a difference between most of these types of lower receivers. In terms of the magwell, you're really going to notice differences when you start looking at some of the higher end or some of the fancier, billet lowers or like the skeletonized lowers. And at that point, you might have problems with seating like high capacity magazines like the KCI 100 round drum mag. But these ones are great. This is a Spikes tactical lower. One of the most profound differences between these two, and this is a double star tactical mil spec lower. This is fantastic. This is actually significantly newer and comes with a couple more features than this standard mil spec lower here from Spikes Tactical. Despite it being, they put a bunch of coloring on it. It's got the built-in magwell. I apologize, the built-in trigger guard. One thing that this lacks that this guy right here doesn't is a hole drilled in. Let me see if I can get the angle right. Okay, right there. So right here where I'm pointing, there's a hole right there, right behind where the screw would go for the trigger. And here, I'm gonna give you a better angle where that thing would be. It would have ended up showing up right here, right at the end of right below where the buffer tube would be installed. And that screw would be this is a nylon tip set screw. Every Google search, every bit of research that I've done online, it seems to always take me back to the Aero Precision website. So I'm not entirely sure if they're the one that popularized it, but Aero Precision sells this specific lower called like the Gen 2 lower. I have one actually, and I'm gonna have that Cerakoted soon. However, this double star tactical lower receiver has it, and see, I'm gonna try to get you an angle here. Man, these angles suck ass. I'm gonna have to get a right here. So right here, that's where it goes. So I'm gonna show you what this does. So you want the nylon tip going inside of the lower receiver. Just have that seated right there. Get your hex key. Start screwing it in. Now, it's gonna be difficult to. I can't fully explain to you what this is supposed or demonstrate how this is supposed to work. So I'm gonna do my best just describing it with my words. So essentially, what this does, this is supposed to eliminate wobble. Yeah, this has to go in quite a bit. So I'm gonna have to be adjusting this later. I already have the upper receiver already locked away. But what you do, yeah, so you can barely see it right where my finger's pointing. I'm looking at my monitor, so this is a bit challenging. Right where my finger's pointing, that's the nylon tip. So what it does is when the upper receiver closes and then you push the pin in, to lock it in place, that nylon tip is pushing up on the upper receiver. So that eliminates the wobble. There's a lot of ways you can eliminate wobble. See, and this is another instance where not all lowers and uppers are the same or built the same. If you have like an Aero Precision upper and an Aero Precision lower, generally speaking, they should be a match made in heaven. Spikes Tactical does a pretty good job of having their uppers and lowers match each other. And, you know, this is like this, for example, is going to be married with an upper receiver that is Spikes Tactical, and it's going to be awesome. And it doesn't have wobble. Another way to eliminate wobble is having really good takedown pins or pivot pins. These, you know, this is from Iron City Rifle Works. Oops. And yeah, this doesn't have wobble. It doesn't have those issues. And thank God, because it doesn't have that screw hole to place the whatchamacallit, the nylon tip set screw. So yeah, not all lowers are built the same, guys. Just FYI, there are differences. You know, generally speaking, the mil specs, they're very, very similar in terms of material and whatnot, but they do have different features. If you're ever confused about them, always contact the manufacturer. They'll always hook it up. They'll always let you know what's good. And, you know, they're the authorities here. You know, you're going to be buying something from them. They should be able to answer every single question that you throw at them. And if they can't, well, they're probably not worth doing business with. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I have a lot more content coming up and some political commentary. So stay safe out there. Enjoy and have a good night. Peace.